Breaking news. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrives at Nmamdi Azikwe International Airport, Abuja. Few days ago, I wrote the piece below about his visit to Africa. Finally, he has arrived Abuja, Nigeria today to seal their deal that will continue to keep Africans into bondage. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken finally is meeting the certificate forger and drug baron. Because they feel Tinubu's bold steps in deepening Nigeria's relationship with France is a threat against the U.S. interest in the region. There is deep diplomatic crisis among these countries, as each one is trying to outsmart the other in this diplomatic and business interest for their respective countries. But let's make it very clear, Secretary Antony Blinken's visit to Nigeria can't redeem the image of Nigeria or solve any problem for the Nigerian people. Rather, it will deepen the crisis facing that contraption. Can anyone point out a single development project by the U.S. in any of these countries Secretary Antony Blinken is planning to visit? All we could all remember about the USA is its history of colonialism, exploitation, and indifference to the Africans' problems. In his tweet, why he's visiting Africa, he said it's a high-level engagement, but for me it's probably coming to make more empty promises, shake hands and take photos for their archives. While African nations continue to struggle with poverty, corruption, and conflict from those whom they imposed as leaders in African countries, all these high-level engagement is because of how France is planning and positioning herself in Nigeria through Ahmed Tinubu. Before we forget, whosoever that is strengthening relationship with France should take time to read and study about France's history in Africa. Someone should educate Tinubu what France is doing now in Africa. He should know that France and other Western countries are the reason for the endless civil wars in Africa. They're selling the weapons to many African countries, causing many wars in most of the African countries, and continue stealing African natural resources. It's a known fact that Secretary Antony Blinken is coming to make deals with those 4 countries for the building and stationing of American military and drone base in the Gulf of Guinea. The Gulf of Guinea is the golden spot and route they're ready to die for, because this route is where all the stolen African natural resources are smuggled through. They should not forget that Russia is already in surveillance of the Gulf of Guinea. Another scramble for Africa is imminent, and out of this new scramble for Africa, Biafra will emerge because they can't stop the restoration of Biafra. Stay tuned and have a blessed day.